Hi, my name is Frank Anore. Thanks for clicking to watch this video and this episode of Truthfully. Of course, I'm sure you came here to watch the CNN video on the Sars issue. Yes, just before we watch that video, I would like to just refresh your mind. You remember when this Sars issue started, the army was very quick, especially the shooting at the toll gate of 20th October 2020. The army was quick to come out to say all the posts, all the video posted, including the tweets and everything, they said they were all lies and they labeled them fake and all that. You know, then not long after that, they came out and said, okay, they actually went there, but it was on the order or on the request of the governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu. And luckily for us, the CNN report came in and we saw that actually these guys were there. They were not only there, they shot, and they not only shoot, they shot live ammunition, they shot live bullets.
The Nigerian government denies this happened. A peaceful protest turned deadly.
The police came, we were peaceful. They came and started shooting at us.
CNN investigated the events at Lekki tollgate the night of October 20th in Lagos, Nigeria. After analyzing hours of footage, we are going to tell a story that is radically different than the one the authorities are telling.
That peaceful protest, Abi? Okay, make everybody the same. Now, where's the flag?
This is Godson. He was one of the demonstrators having fun live streaming the event. He, like many others, gathered in a peaceful demonstration of discontent after weeks of protest against what they called systemic police brutality and corruption. What Godson and the protesters did not know is that the army is already on its way. This is Bonny Camp, a military garrison on the south side of Lagos. We know through analysing footage they left at 6:29 p.m. heading towards Lekki tollgate. We can see here the Nigerian government forces approaching. The protesters are gathered on the other side of the gate. As Nigerian forces get closer, you can see shots. At 6:43 p.m, we start hearing gunfire. We know this from the timestamp and data on this video. Here's another angle.
They are releasing fire. They are releasing fire.
Nigerian authorities say they fired blanks into the air and not at protesters. But CNN obtained video that appears to show the army shooting toward the crowd. Here, and at the top of your screen, here. In the midst of the chaotic scenes is DJ Switch, a Nigerian celebrity and activist. She is broadcasting live on Instagram.
I wanted people to see what was happening. I didn't want anybody to come and twist the story.
Witnesses tell CNN ambulances were stopped from entering by Nigerian authorities. You can see here people at the scene trying to conduct CPR.
Please explain to me how, in which part of the world do you go to a protest with live bullets?
Everybody look at this. These are the bullets that were falling. They were falling by our side that were dodging bullets.
CNN has verified that these bullet casings are from live ammunition. They are of mixed origin. Some are Serbian. This one from 2005. Nigerian military sources verified to us that these are munitions that are currently in use by Nigeria's army. And in collaboration with the Balkan Investigative Reporting Network, we were also able to procure Serbian export documents, proving that Nigeria purchased weaponry from Serbia for almost every year between 2005 and 2016. The shooting continued past midnight. Eyewitnesses tell us it wasn't just the army. At this point, they say police arrive and open fire.
My hand is broken, my leg is broken, and police are still shooting at us. And if I don't make it through the night, let it be known that I died fighting for our freedom.
So why were live rounds used at a peaceful protest? Many family members of those still missing are asking that question as they hunt for answers or the bodies of their loved ones. Elisha's brother Victor was at the protest that night.
Someone picked my brother's phone and called me and said that my brother Victor Sunday is among of those people that was shot at Lekki toll gate. And I entered into the hospital and searched. I did not see him. And we are trying our best to just find him, but there's no way to find him.
What we're about to show you is incredibly graphic, but it's also incredibly important. This is Elisha's brother Victor. The data in this footage shows it was filmed at 1:04 a.m. at Lekki tollgate. Elisha says he received a call about his brother's death around this time. This places Victor exactly at the location of the protest on the night witnesses say they were shot at. This is important because Nigerian authorities deny anyone was killed at the scene. Since this incident, CNN has contacted over 100 protesters and family members.
They pointed their guns at us and they started shooting.
We asked what they heard.
When we had gunshots from behind the toll.
And felt.
This is where I was shot and the bullet went through my back.
Many are in hiding. Some have fled the country. CNN tried to share these findings with the Nigerian army but received no response. Lagos state authorities would not comment on our reporting until they said a judicial panel of inquiry presents its findings. The wait for answers here continues.
I'm sure you saw that video, right? Well, for me personally, I think CNN did a nice job, but for the Nigerian government, it was a wish-washy kind of situation.
CNN relied heavily on unverified and possibly doctored videos, as well as information sourced from questionable sources to reach its conclusion. This should earn CNN a serious sanction for irresponsible reporting.
You might just not remember that CNN is not a Nigerian company. You just might not know. I might just miss because all it's on is sanctions. Everything is about show of force, power, sanctions.
It is blatantly irresponsible and a poor piece of journalistic work.
What I don't like is people teaching journalists how to do their work. Because there was one line in Lai Mohammed's statement that is a poor piece of journalistic work.
Yes.
How does he know that? Because they don't like the story, they are now telling you this is how you do your work.
Right.
No, people should just stay within their areas of experience.
Lai Mohammed is saying again that CNN used the same unverified videos. So it kept me wondering, how do you verify the video? Against what template? Do they have a template in the Ministry of Information that CNN should verify the videos against? Now people are talking about geolocation, satellite system, cloud computing. You don't expect that there are satellite images that can see anything, Google Earth, Google Map, and the rest.
One of the purveyors of fake news and disinformation during the Sars crisis was one D-Day switch. Instead of presenting whatever evidence she may have to the judicial panel, she chose to escape from the country under the pretext that her life was in danger. I ask, in danger from who?
Well, it's very simple. DJ Speech ran away from same people who arrested Ermosele, took him to Abuja, kept him for 1 week, and then took him to court just for protesting. DJ Speech ran away from those who clamped down on the NSAS protesters, freezing their bank account, their passport, and banning them from traveling.
You cannot just wake up one morning and start freezing people's account because you suspect. You haven't even done your inquiry. You haven't done your investigation according to the order. That, in my view, is very, very wrong, and it must be condemned by all.
Nigeria is a dictatorship with a democratic face.
Who is she fronting for? What is her real motive? Who are her sponsors?
Are they trying to say that they are so exemplary as leaders in this country? Even in countries that are peaceful, that are even doing well politically, economically, people still come out to protest. Let alone a country like Nigeria where the citizens have been neglected for many years. You don't have power, you don't have steady power supply, you don't have good road, you don't have good hospital, food prices are skyrocketing every day, that you don't expect that people will protest, that even when somebody come out, you think they are being sponsored.
What happened in the toll gate, not provocative. The hunger in the land is not provocative. The fact that people that have private jets are hoarding Indomie noodles is not provocative.
This generation, as we like to call ourselves, we call ourselves Sorosoke. That means speak up. Unlike the past, where they've oppressed our parents, they've misinformed our parents because we didn't have social media back then.
As long as people are benefiting from the oppression of this country, they find ways to justify whatever atrocity that is committed by the people in power, as long as they are connected to that power.
What we have always advocated and what we will do is to regulate the social media.
Because for once, it wasn't used for political reason. It wasn't used for political campaign. We need to change as a government, we need to change as a people.
The Nigerian political class remains anti-dialogical. They don't want a dialogue with the people of this country. They are too big. They have dehumanized us for so long that they no longer respect the Nigerian people. We are not worthy of a dialogue with them.
Dialogue is always the solution. If you make peaceful engagement impossible, then you are certainly inviting violence. That's the meaning.
Well, let's take some tweets. Let's read some tweets. We want to gauge people's reaction to the video, the CNN video, and Lai Mohammed's news conference. Okay, here we have Mukubo, and it says, barely a couple days ago, Lai Mohammed blatantly dismissed the investigation carried out by CNN, and now the army is confirming that they actually had live rounds at the Lekki toll gate. A government of contradictions. Okay, we have this one too from Neroski. It says, if Nigeria's information minister Lai Mohammed can entertain the thought of sanctioning CNN for broadcasting the truth, you can't imagine what broadcast journalists are facing under the Buhari regime. CNN will survive this onslaught, but what happens to AIT, Arise TV, and the rest? Good question. I leave it for the Nigerian public to answer.
Reports of violence and human rights abuses by Sars date back several years, but these latest protests followed circulation of a video in early October, shockingly, which many believe shows a man being killed by Sars officers. But I'm afraid the situation became far more grave on 20th October when the Nigerian army and police opened fire on a peaceful demonstration at the Lekki toll gate in suburban Lagos.
Some organisers involved in the protest have been arrested or harassed by the authorities. These actions equate to the preventing and indeed stopping free speech and the right to peaceful protest by the state, and this is unacceptable.
It is therefore a gift to the Nigerian government when our government fails to explicitly condemn the Nigerian regime for killing its own citizens.
Then that country can only be a dictatorship disguised as a democracy. Is Nigeria a dictatorship?
We need to call out the corruption. We need to use the powers that we have in this country to stop those who are profiting from the wealth of that great nation and hiding it here.
But I believe that the petitioners have a credible case for the imposition of individualised sanctions such as travel bans and asset freezes.
You don't read to it shock you. Well, this is what we say, that we have a shared humanity. An injustice to one is an injustice to all. Well, thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please do remember to subscribe, because we'll be doing this more often and I want to do it with you together. So please do like the video, comment, and like and follow. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.